Connor, come out. You have to do the podcast, bro.
I don't want to.
You have to.
No.
Yes.
All right. This is what you wanted.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. He's where are your pants? Did someone make fun of you?
Yes, I got roasted. So I couldn't land on pants. So I said, you know what? Underpants has the word pants in it, so I guess those don't count either. So fine. And you know what? I'm calling you out, person that roasted me on freaking one of our posts, Alec Nardone. You see the tweet, the post somewhere on the screen. Well, this is what you wanted.
Connor got roasted for wearing skinny jeans. So he's not wearing jeans this time.
I'm not wearing anything. It's kind of freeing.
Yeah. Now you kind of know how I feel. Like you sit, you man spread a little bit.
This is kind of nice. I think I might do the whole pod this way.
Please don't.
No?
No.
Pants?
After the intro!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Training Camp Podcast.
The Training Camp Podcast.
I got a new chair.
With a multitude of guests.
Can't say he's wrong, am I right?
Oh, yeah. Dolphins?
No, I really like
Stupid games.
5-0 last week. That's right. 5-0. Dak Prescott. You could lock up that 4 seed.
Again, it's not blazing hot, 65 degrees.
I'm going to do this for fun. They threw to Michael Thomas. The Heat. How? Chicago. Yes, you guys get an F.
And a little too much personality.
No.
Last week.
No, Ravens?
Oh, fuck. Give me that.
No way. There's no way. Hammering. Free. Really, do not talk about him.
This one's my fault.
Flex the game.
Here we go.
Okay, my pants are on. Oh, it's the dealership. Menaces.
The people that stole all your money.
Oh, they stole all the money from me.
And your car for a little bit.
Yeah, how'd you know about that?
Wait, what do you mean?
How'd you know they took my car?
You just told me.
Did I tell you that they had it for like days?
Days?
Yeah, they had it for 3 days.
Yeah, they held your car hostage?
They really did.
That's crazy.
They held Jasmine hostage. That was crazy.
I thought I was losing my mind.
No.
When you looked at me and said, how'd you know that?
That's why I was confused.
10 minutes before you were sitting having a conversation about what happened.
Well, they took my money and my car for a couple days, but now I got her back. So, anyways, hi, welcome to training camp. My pants are on.
Yeah, he's got his pants on.
Don't have the confidence for that, believe me. And also, I don't think Zach wanted to look at Jerry for...
You named him? Why'd you name him Jerry?
No, it's not his name. That's not canon. That's not canon at all. I was like, what's a funny joke? And so then I thought who's a funny comedian? Oh, Jerry Seinfeld. So I just said Jerry.
You named him after Jerry Seinfeld.
I didn't name him. That's not his name. He doesn't have a name.
I can't believe it.
Anyways, yeah, we didn't have an episode last week. To be fair, we kind of like got buried.
Yeah.
In the state. Yeah.
So within a 24-hour period, it snowed like 18 inches, at least over in Draper. It was pretty hefty snow for a 24-hour period. And then my sister had her baby the next day.
Woo! Zach has become a dad and an uncle.
I am a father of a cat and an uncle of a child now.
I'm glad you had
to separate. Yeah, little baby Kingston.
It's such
congratulations to Maddie and Mawala. He's awesome. He's cute. He doesn't cry, which is great.
Well, don't jinx it.
Yeah. That's what everybody's saying. They're saying like for the first couple of days they just kind of sleep and then.
It's because it doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just like.
And that's what I was. Me and my dad were kind of talking about in like the hospital. It's like he legit knows nothing.
Well, yeah.
Like he has no like instincts. Like there's a lot of animals in the animal kingdom that like their mom they'll pop them out and mom's like peace.
But I guess
if we did that with humans, there'd be 0 humans.
Like, could you imagine the first birth? They were just like, "All right, go on, do the adult things."
And that's what I'm saying. Like humans have been watching animals.
The first baby ever was like that poor baby did not last.
He popped out and was like.
They're like, all right, cool. This is your house.
Yeah, this is
your farm.
This is what we eat.
Have fun.
Yeah, good luck. Figure it out.
We're going hunting today, big man. You want to go with us?
Within 24 hours, baby was dead. Baby was eaten by something or starved to death within the first 24 hours. And then they were like, shoot, we got to rethink our plan next time.
They looked at mom like, we're doing that again. She's like, we're doing what again?
We're doing it again, but we'll be here this time. It's kind of crazy. The first baby on Earth had parental issues.
Damn.
Was an orphan. First baby on Earth was an orphan.
Not for long.
Well, yeah, he died so fast.
This is a sports podcast.
Yeah, it really isn't.
It 25 to 40% of the time. 30?
I'll give it 30.
30. All right.
40's a bit much.
Yeah, we get through the meat in the early stages, and then we just kind of tangent off. We're filming a lot earlier today, so the pod looks a little different. Oh, wait. This is a professional podcast, everyone.
Wait, what do you got? Oh, yeah, our lights. Lights. So what did we miss last week in the sports world?
Not a damn thing.
Have we not had an episode for 2 weeks?
I mean,
No, we did the
All-Star Weekend episode.
We did the All-Star
we
Weekend.
went to All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, you guys saw the little video.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Well, we hinted at it, but the last episode of the podcast I was up. But yeah, we went to the All-Star Weekend stuff here up in Salt Lake. It was a shit ton of fun.
Yeah, it was.
That was the joke of the free Coke was we had just
yeah.
or Pepsi. It was
Free Pepsi, yeah.
There was we had just before that podcast we went to this rooftop party thing that like we were invited to, and Zach got free Pepsi. There was a lot more there, but that was
It was great.
It was a great time.
Free Pepsi. It was awesome.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about All-Star Weekend because I want you guys, if you're interested, just go look at the vlog.
Who won the game?
The All-Star game? Oh, fun fact. So Zach's prediction for Giannis being the MVP.
Wait, did it happen?
No, Giannis played 30 seconds because he was hurt. So possibly the worst prediction.
30 whole seconds.
Okay, my favorite part is
why even put him out?
when we filmed, because he was a captain, so like had to at least. Nah. Well, the funniest part is when we filmed, because we went to the events with Japes. When we filmed that, Japes turns to me and he goes, "Does Zach know that Giannis is hurt?" And I was like, "I don't think he does." So
he didn't
Zach
look hurt.
Zach did,
When we met him.
When we met him, yeah, he looked pretty damn healthy.
Yeah, he was walking. What else do you need?
So yeah, go check out that vlog. It was a shit ton of fun. So yeah, I mean that's really all we missed. And the NBA's come back. It's just been like NFL speculation. And speaking of NFL, also Built, they just came out with cookie dough for their puffs, and they're fucking amazing. Yeah. This isn't the sponsored segment. That'll be later. But I just had to let you guys know it's fucking amazing. Also, Animal Crackers is pretty good too. Anyways, no. Speaking of like the NFL. Lamar Jackson, there's issues.
There's issues.
Mom and dad are fighting.
Yeah.
And we're gonna speculate because that's what you do in the off season. So, bringing you guys the top 5 landing or top 3 landing spots.
I was going to be like, Connor, don't you dare do it again. Don't you just start throwing out numbers after you written down
the top 12 landing spots for Lamar Jackson.
You get 3. You get 3.
So yeah, we both brought our top 3 landing spots for Lamar, and I'm gonna let Zach give me his. We'll go with like 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So what's your 3?
My number 3 is the New York Jets.
Oh, okay.
A team that is a quarterback away.
Which we talked about in your P grade.
Yeah, they have a lot of potential, a lot of weapons. I'm not too sure about how much money they got to be thrown around, if any.
You went, and it showed up on the wavelength. Look at that.
Yeah, look at him. What a guy. Yeah, so I don't know how much money they got to be throwing at Lamar.
Young teams, they have to have some good money.
Yeah. So I think, and again, New York, it's a good place to play, big city. It all just kind of comes down to they're still the Jets, and the stigma around the Jets. I just don't know if somebody like Lamar Jackson would want to go to New York. I just don't see like a reason to go to New York.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I guess the market is super nice.
Unless they start like paying him a ton of money.
Well, I think that that's the best. So, spoiler alert, he's not on my top 3 mainly because I don't think the Ravens will trade him in the AFC. And so, but I think that's probably one of the best situations because you have a great receiving core. You have Breece Hall when he comes back. You have a great offensive line, especially when Mekhi Becton comes back. A phenomenal defense, and it's super young, so they can do moves, and they have a good coaching staff too. So I do think it's a great location. I just don't think it'll happen because they're in the same conference as the Ravens, and the Ravens are going to avoid that.
Yeah.
My number 3 is the Panthers. I think the Panthers are very similar to the Jets. Their defense is not as good, but they have offensive weapons. Like Foreman, they might even re-sign. Like, and he was great once CMC left. Like, they figured everything, not everything out, but they figured a lot out. And I think that's a team that, like, even with Sam Darnold at quarterback, they went 8-9.
No, 7-10.
That was because remember they got a C+ from Zach.
The only one in that division that didn't get 7-10 was the Bucs,
Buccaneers,
and they went
8-9.
8-9.
And so like that team went 7-10 with a mixture of Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, and Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Yeah. And how many did they even play? I know Baker played like
3, PJ played like 2, and then Sam played the rest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Such a wild
It was
quarterback room.
Yeah. So, but they have like DJ Moore is a great wide receiver as well. Tommy Tremble's a pretty underrated tight end in my opinion. So I think that they could do stuff. I think if they traded for Lamar, then they could also maybe use a day 2 or day 3 pick to pick up a receiver, or maybe even free agency. So I think the Panthers are pretty good. Oh God.
It sounded like your screen just cracked. Just
Who's your number 2?
So my number 2, this is like the team that I want him to go to the most.
Okay.
It's the Detroit Lions.
That never crossed my mind.
It's the Detroit Lions.
That's actually a really good fucking team.
Great O-line, great receiving core, pretty decent defense, and running back talent is there.
Can I change my list? Because
I really think the Detroit Lions should make a push for.
I didn't even think about and like because the reason I did is because I really like what they have with Jared Goff at quarterback, but like I guess
Jared Goff.
yeah,
Lamar
and you could include Jared in that trade.
You for sure could.
So I'll shake my hand. No, shake my hand like a businessman. That was insane. That was
I
that
think
was such a good.
I like the Detroit Lions. That's my ideal spot for Lamar Jackson.
Oh my! And it seems like such a I mean, not that the Ravens aren't, but like they seem like such like a friendly and like family vibe, like Dan Campbell and everything. Like every player is gonna go to war with him.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the day we're filming this, did you see Rashad Bateman came out and like started shitting on the Ravens GM?
That's fun.
Yeah, it's like how are you gonna shit on your own GM?
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a real good like dynamic there. So God, that's not your number 1. That would be my number 1, actually. Well, no, that wouldn't be my number 1.
My
that'd
number
be my
one's
number 2.
very boring, and I'll just come out and say it right now. I think he stays with Baltimore.
Well, I'm not going to spoil my number 1, so we're going to go to my number
Yeah.
2. My number 2 is in the same division as the Panthers. I think the Falcons are a really good location.
Another one. Yeah, the NFC South.
NFC
is
South, just a
honestly
quarterback.
Just a quarterback. I mean, the Buccaneers have a very weird roster.
They're rolling out Kyle Trask next season. They said they want to see what they have with Kyle Trask. Which, I'm not going to lie, I remember when Kyle Trask was like the hottest shit in college football. So I kind of would like to see what they're going to do. And also, like, sitting behind Brady for 2 years, like that has to do something for you.
Yeah, he's gonna
so
learn.
I'm not saying he's gonna be great. I'm just saying I'm interested to see that. But no, the Falcons literally they went. What they go, Zach?
7-10, baby.
With Marcus Mariota at quarterback and Desmond Ridder.
Who they just cut.
Oh shit, they have Desmond Ridder. Fuck it, he was like a 3rd round pick. Yeah, they just cut Marcus Mariota. So I think that Lamar would be great for that team. I know that they just drafted Desmond Ridder, but again, that's someone you could include in the trade.
Yeah.
I think Baltimore would actually be very interested in Desmond Ridder. It's a very similar Lamar. He's an athletic quarterback. I'm not saying they're the same, but I mean, you've got Kyle Pitts. They don't have Calvin Ridley anymore, but they have I can't think of Drake London. They have a good offensive line. I know Cordell Patterson's getting older, but they also have homeboy at a BYU that balled out for them this year.
Tyler Algier.
Their defense is really, really great, led by AJ Terrell in the secondary. So like they have pieces, and I think the biggest thing why I think that was the second most likely option is just because like they have free cap, they're not in the same conference, and they've been talking about being aggressive lately. I think that there's a lot of with how bad the NFC South was last season. All those teams are talking about just being aggressive,
for sure,
with the Saints and Derek Carr and everything. So, and then spoiler alert, number one is the same for me as it is for Zach.
Yeah, I think
the Ravens.
The most likely thing that's going to happen in this offseason is the Ravens are just going to realize that they could lose Lamar Jackson, and they're going to pay him. Which he's going to get a contract. Mawala, my sister's partner, he's a Ravens fan, so he was talking to me about it, and he was like, yeah, I think the reason that he wasn't playing wasn't necessarily due to like him holding out or trying to prove that he wanted to leave. It was more of the way that I play puts myself at such a risk, and if I'm not on contract with you guys, I would rather be healthy when you guys are ready to sign me.
Yeah.
And I would much rather be playing for you on contract than not on contract. And they have the franchise tag available, and I asked him if he thought he would play on a franchise tag. That one's like the hardest part. If they tag him, I'm really not sure what he does.
Well, if they tag him, I think that he just sits out, and I don't know if they'll trade him, but I think he sits out because he, like you said, he doesn't want to risk getting injured.
and a lot of that stuff really rarely works out.
Yeah, rarely.
Rarely works out of a dude missing an entire season.
Look at Deshaun Watson.
Le'Veon.
Don't ever say that name in this house.
I don't even know who
Ever
else.
say this. Yeah, you said two names. Kirk Cousins was another one who left. I think this
Did
happens.
Kirk Cousins held out?
He was going to hold out, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, you can go bye-bye." And then the Jets and the Vikings offered him bags. But this is just something that like happens every single year. I think the last 2 years, the biggest one was Aaron Rodgers. But like at the end of the day, I feel like the trades that happen with the big names came out of nowhere. Last year, Tyreek Hill, we were like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Devontae, we were like, "Huh?" I really just pulled to you, and I can't think of anybody else.
D-Hop.
That wasn't last year.
Wasn't?
But, like, still, when that stuff happens, usually there's not speculation about it. So with Lamar, since there's going to be so much talk, I think eventually things will just get worked out, and he'll end up staying with the Ravens. It's where he started his career. I'm not saying he's going to end it there, but it's kind of – you don't want to move that early into your NFL career.
Yeah. He remembers not getting drafted at all by any of these other teams. He knows the Ravens gave him a chance.
To be fair, the Ravens also passed on him once.
Yeah, like, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
the team that gave him the chance and the team that gave him the opportunity to play in the NFL, being as petty as he is, I don't think he would like. I think he just remembers all those teams that passed him up and is like, oh, now you want me.
I think
now you want.
the only thing I could say maybe in the opposite direction of that is he sees how poorly the Ravens have constructed this team for him.
Yeah,
Haven't gotten him a
for
receiver.
sure.
J.K. Dobbins is hurt. They didn't go and get him a better running back. They upgraded the defense, which was already good. Like, when they drafted Kyle Hamilton, it's like, oh, yeah, he's a great safety, but, like, you don't need a safety.
Yeah.
You have two great so it just – I can see him being like, well, you didn't fix this team for us. So I would put it at, like 60% Lamar is still there, 40% he's not. I think that's my pie chart there.
I'm probably around 70-30. But, yeah. It's a boring answer, but I do think Lamar stays with the Baltimore Ravens.
Drama like this usually just ends up working itself out, and if it doesn't, then we were wrong. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, as a Steelers fan, I'll be glad to see him leave if he does.
I won't. I don't care. He hasn't won. He has not won a game against us when he started.
Yeah, but he's like Lamar Jackson.
Okay, and he
anytime you
hasn't
can get
won a game
Lamar
against
Jackson
us.
out of your division, the less you have to play Lamar Jackson, the better.
I mean, yeah. So I'm not saying he's not a threat. I think like Lamar is one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Oh yeah,
So.
he's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Like he may not be performing as much as like we expect him to, but
He was also
doesn't
out
have
for
a
half
wide
the
receiver.
season.
He's been banged up. He's still very, very dangerous. He can change a game at any moment and fully turn it around. So
Yeah, and I think the one thing that is helping the Ravens is the fact that no one has seen Lamar in a little bit. So it's like, maybe he's not what he used to be because we haven't seen it. I think if Lamar had played up until like the playoffs or something, then the Ravens would be really pressured because I'm sure they'd be getting trade offers. I mean, they probably still are, but so yeah, there you go. Those are our top 5 or our top 3 locations for Lamar, and keep an eye out for next week's episode because we might speculate about some other quarterbacks.
there's a lot of moves going to be happening pretty dang soon.
It's gonna be exciting, man. We're only like a month and a half away from the draft too. So, speaking of quarterbacks, though, we're gonna take a look into the future,
Gonna broaden our perspective a little bit
and we're gonna make our bold predictions for who are gonna be the top 5 quarterbacks 5 years from now. So in 2028, who are gonna be the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL? Starting at number 5, Zach.
We're gonna start at number 5. Okay. My number 5, Kenny Pickett. That was a TikTok clip. Realistically,
He's learning.
realistically, probably. I mean, Caleb Williams could be up there depending on his talent. Lamar could be up there depending on how healthy he stays. 5 years is a long time. There's a lot of young guys. Josh Allen, obviously, can be up there. But yeah, for the TikTok, it's Kenny Pickett, just because.
Zach gets roasted
I
a lot.
like being the menace.
He's a controversial figure.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It gets engagements, and
See, we can talk about this because this won't be on the TikTok.
Exactly.
This is-
and nobody else will watch.
Welcome
this.
to the behind the
This
scenes.
is great
for
stuff.
the 4 of you that actually stay for. We're only like 15 minutes in, but still. So your number 5 for TikTok is Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett, but at 5, it's a toss up. It could be a lot of players. Like my 4, I have a good feeling about my 4, but at 5,
That's always a hard spot. Like
it's always
when we
hard.
did our top 5 earlier in the season, my number 5 was. I'm so sorry in advance for this. Was Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So it's just like, eh. My number 5 though for 5 years from now, I got Joe Burrow, which I think people are gonna think is a little low.
It's very low.
But when you hear the people I have above him, I think people will be like, "Oh, okay, I can see it." But I'm still, he's number 5 in the NFL. That's pretty damn good for a quarterback. I would take a number 5 quarterback. Zach, who's your number 4?
I'm gonna put Trevor Lawrence up there at number 4.
Okay.
So much potential.
He looks so good this year.
Very, very good. If Doug Peterson continues being a normal human being and a normal coach and is not Urban Meyer, they're gonna get Calvin Ridley next year. They have a lot of
Evan
weapons.
Ingram.
They have ETN still. They lost James Robinson, but I feel
Weren't
like they
gonna use
kind of
him anyways.
upgraded at that position anyways. Not really speaking much on the team, but I think standalone quarterback, Trevor Lawrence has so much potential and a lot of room to grow, and I think he could be top 4 in the league in 2028.
My number 4 is somebody that people already consider to be a top 5 quarterback, and that is actually some people consider him to be a top 3 quarterback. My number 4 is Josh Allen, which again could seem pretty low, but it's 5 years from now.
I mean, it's not really low. Josh Allen's like my 5.
Yeah, that's still That's still the 4th best quarterback in the league. There's nothing I can say about Josh Allen that hasn't already been said. He's athletic. He's built different. I mean, I think if the Bills can get him like a contingent and a successful running game, so he's not the only running back on the team, he'll last longer. But I mean, he has the talent there to show it. I know he had turnovers this season, but I mean, every season's different for every player, unless you're named Patrick Mahomes. So number 4 is Josh Allen. Number 3.
Number 3, I'm going with the Japes special, Justin Herbert at number 3.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Turn me up. Let's go.
Justin Herbert at number 3. Again, from what we've seen, one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time from a quarterback. A little bit of a fall off in these past couple of years.
He's the reason why everyone expects rookie quarterbacks to like be playoff bound because of how good Herbert was. Like people. Listen, I like Joe Burrow, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be in Zach's number 2. But I like Joe Burrow. But the people who think that like Joe Burrow is miles ahead of Justin Herbert, it boggles my mind.
I don't think he's miles ahead.
I don't either. I actually think Herbert is a better quarterback. Yeah. I just think that Burrow has been put in a better situation. Herbert's around a lot of. I mean, it's dysfunction, but it's like underrated dysfunction because it's the Chargers and like they don't have a huge following.
For me, it's some of the throws that Herbert makes that I just don't see a lot of other people making in the league. They're highlight reels, and it's you don't want to only look at a player for their highlights, but he's got one of the best arms in the whole league.
If people covered Justin Herbert how they covered Mahomes, he would be
they
all
would see
over
it. They
your
would see
ESPN,
it, for
all
sure.
over your Twitter. He would be all over social media. He's a social media quarterback.
So
No,
he'd
he's
be the
not.
social media quarterback.
He's not a social media quarterback because no one posts about him.
Yeah.
So, no, I think Justin Herbert's going to be fantastic.
Never
in the
forget
future.
when that was the whole argument is Tua or Herbert better?
Oh, that's such a wild. Yeah. I remember.
Such a wild time.
I remember I was live Snapchatting Japes when the draft happened. Japes wanted Tua.
Yeah.
And it was the Dolphins pick. The Dolphins were before the Chargers. And I was like, oh, I'm really hoping they take Herbert, man, just for your like mental health. And they would go, Tua Tagovailoa. And I was like, no. Looking back, one of the best decisions ever.
Yeah, Japes is probably
Which
so
is why
happy
I'm
now.
really hopeful for Kenny. Because when we drafted Malik,
Same.
I lost my... Oh, we didn't draft Malik. I lost my mind. I was like, no.
And now look at Malik.
Oof. That's all
Not
I
even
can
a
say.
starter.
Well, no, I think the Titans might release Ryan Tannehill, so he didn't look good in the 3 passes he threw all season.
Such a wild time when he threw 2 passes.
Do I know who your number 2 is?
So yeah, he got it right. My number 2 is Joe Burrow. There's something about him, man. There's something about that kid. I think he's clearly not number 1.
No.
But I have a hard time seeing him as anything below 2.
Do you know what's funny is, I like Joe Burrow. He was number 5 on my list, but I think Joe Burrow, just because of how confident he is, makes people think he's better than he actually is. I'm not saying he's not good, but when you have confidence, because like okay, imagine with me, you're at a bar, there could be a 6 standing next to a 10. We're talking guys, like a 6 guy and not a 6 guy, like a 6 out of 10 guy and a 10 out of 10 looking guy, right? If the 10 out of 10 guy has 1 out of 10 confidence, but the 6 out of 10 guy has 10 out of 10 confidence, that 6 out of 10 all of a sudden becomes a 9 out of 10, and that 10 out of 10 somehow now becomes a 3 out of 10.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. So I think that Joe Burrow's confidence really does give him a little more credit than he deserves. That's why he's not my number 2. But I do think that he's going to be really good in the future.
Yeah, if the Bengals can keep this team, which it sounds like they're going to do, I don't know who it was, but there was that Bengals coach that was saying, like, people keep sending him trade offers for T. Higgins, and he's like,
oh yeah. So he's like, no shot.
Get your own wide receiver, like he's ours, and he's not even their number 1. If he's like defending their number 2 that hard, like, I think they want to keep this team together as best as possible. They're going to have to make some moves. Obviously, each team does. They cut and they add additions. But as long as Joe Burrow stays protected, and even that, he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league and is, if I'm not correct, I think he's the most sacked quarterback in the league in the first 2 years.
I think in the first 2 years of his career.
And in the first 2 years of his career, he's the most sacked quarterback. If they can get the protection up, the ceiling is insane.
And we thought they did that this year. I remember we all were like, the Bengals are going to be unbelievable this year because they upgraded their O-line. And, I mean, they were really good at the end of the season. But my number 2.
I'm interested because I think I'm out of people that I can think of.
My number 2 is Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I think that Trevor Lawrence is really going to – I think if Trevor Lawrence had Doug Peterson in his rookie year, I think Trevor Lawrence would have been in consideration for All-Pro this year. I think – like, look at what he did from year 1 to year 2, right?
Yeah,
with like a whole change.
Insane.
Imagine if he had consistency and competency in the building with him.
In year 1.
He would have been so fucking good this year. I think that Jaguars team, and they won that division.
Yeah.
I think they could have won 10 or 11 games this year. I think that next year Trevor Lawrence is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. When you're a 6'5" or 6, I don't know if you're 6'5" or 6'6", but when you're 6'5" at least, and you're built how he is, and you have the arm. Okay, I'm not gonna just say we've all heard it. We heard it for the last 3 years.
Golden boy, man.
He literally is the golden boy.
He's got like throughout college, high school, and everything. Everybody said like he is the most perfect quarterback build that you can think of.
Urban, how'd you fuck that up? Actually, how? We're better coaches than you. We wouldn't fuck. I'd just be like, Trevor, go do the thing.
Yeah, I'd be like, Trevor, just
go be
beat
you.
Trevor.
Yeah,
like he didn't lose once until he got to the NFL.
Literally.
He literally didn't lose. So yeah, he just barely lost on a Saturday.
Yeah, it was his first time ever losing on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Which was the second playoff game he ever played.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
He's the potential, and again, same with Joe Burrow. The ceiling is unreal for these guys. Like, it could honestly be, I'm pretty sure we'll just say Mahomes is our number 1. Mahomes will stay the best quarterback in the league until something dramatic happens, and if he falls off, which I just don't think will happen.
Unless he retires or has a career-ending injury, Mahomes will be the number 1 in the league because, what if he loses Travis Kelce? He just saw Tyreek Hill. Yeah. Well, what if he doesn't have a running back? He doesn't have a running back right now. What if the defense gets worse? Their defense wasn't that great this year. Yeah. What if Andy Reid's not his coach? That was kind of fair.
Yeah, I mean, Brady Belichick kind of situation.
Yeah, but no, he's going to be number 1.
Yeah, like,
stop kidding yourself.
The team around him, it obviously matters, and the coaching matters, but he will make any team that he plays on better.
He's just a good leader, too.
MVP regular season, MVP in the Super Bowl, most valuable player. Like, he deserves those awards.
Yeah.
He wins games.
It's like we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah.
He's already a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's only in his 5th year. Jesus.
What about Peyton Manning?
Zach's really salty at the Instagram and TikToks.
Everybody.
Zach got
what about Peyton.
Zach got ran through the mud, bro. It's actually not even funny. Okay,
Man,
shout
fair
out.
enough. Like, Peyton's good. I get it. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Zach is so upset. Shout out to you guys though. You got one of our videos up to 111,000 views.
Really?
Yeah.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
We got 20K on the TikTok.
Which that was a record. So
Yeah.
we're setting records now.
Was it the same one?
It was the where we interviewed the two guys
Yeah.
about the last 5 rookie of the years.
Yeah, the Mav jersey
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Blazers.
Yeah, so that one did numbers. That's 130 combined.
That's awesome.
So yeah, shout out to you guys.
The support has been unreal. TikTok has been crazy ever since that 20K view. We've had one video do less than 1,000, which is
Unheard of for us. Usually
it's like 300 is our maximum,
Yeah.
if not less. And the one video that was bad from that stretch was it was like half. It was 500 views. So yeah, no, the support has been unreal. So thank you guys.
And
to
on-
anybody watching, it's been awesome.
And on Instagram, I mean, we're getting at least 15,000 views per reel we post. The only ones that don't do numbers are usually the trailers for the episodes.
I've noticed that too.
Those usually only get like 400 or 300 views, which is fine. But I just like to give people, because I mean that's really just for like a little sneak peek, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But no, like the little segments we do, they've been doing really good numbers lately. The engagement's been awesome. Even the hate comments are funny. I think they're hilarious.
Keep them coming. That's what social media is all about, and sports debating and sports shows are all about.
Yep.
Like,
These are just our opinions.
if
We don't think
everybody
they're
sat and
right.
agreed with us, our heads would explode.
That's
you
the
know what I
one
mean?
thing that does suck about this podcast is Zach and I almost agree on way too much.
Yeah.
We have the occasional disagreement, which is fucking hilarious. But other than that, so yeah, thank you guys so much for all that support and
Yeah.
everything. It's been we won't get too sappy with it, but that's it. So let's talk about the NBA because Zach knows so much about the NBA. Zach knows not a damn thing.
Yeah, I thought Giannis was going to be the MVP. Turns out he was hurt.
So basically, we'll do. So Zach had Zach's fantasy corner. So this will be Condogs, NBA.
Condogs court.
Oh, Condogs court. There you go. That was good.
Yeah, basketball court.
I respect that. Yeah, Condogs court. So we'll do my thing. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna grade all of the trades.
This is where I sit back and listen for a
This is
little
where
bit. My
Zach goes-
time is done.
This is where Zach goes. What am I gonna do in Potter today?
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. Shout out to anybody that's playing Hogwarts Legacy. One of, if not the best games I've ever played in my life.
Have you finished it yet?
Not yet.
Close?
There is hundreds of hours to put into that game. I'm not even close.
How's Trin doing?
She's good. She's been playing a lot. I was up in Logan last night, and
Oh, you stayed the night there?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, I had to be at the Home Depot at 5 in the morning, so it
yeah.
was either wake up
At 3 a.m.
2 in the morning and drive to Logan and then drive back.
Oh, you were in Logan?
Yeah, I was in
I
Logan.
thought you were in Ogden.
No, I was in Logan, bro.
Oh, I asked you to fucking pick up food. That's so crazy.
I was in Logan. I was like, what do you want from me? And then he didn't know the term. Comment down below if you know the term "you buy, I fly" or vice versa.
I've been dyslexic all day, all right? James got the brunt of it, too. The brunt of it.
Yeah, bro. You good?
No.
Yeah, no. So I was in Logan. She played all night. I think she's been playing majority of today. It's fun. It's a really fun game. It is. So, yeah.
Cool.
I will be thinking about it while you dive into the NBA.
So, this happened like a month ago, but, Zach and me had to cancel 1 week because I think of weather, and then we went to the All-Star weekend, so we couldn't really talk about it, and then we had to cancel last week. So this has been put off, but social media engagement, baby. I'm going to grade the biggest trade deadline moves. So we got the first big one that really dropped was the Kyrie to the, I'm so sorry, I'm just thinking of Zach. I'm just looking at Zach in the corner of my eye, just being like,
Is he actually? No, I'm listening. I
don't believe you.
I'll put an input. I'll put an input if I have anything to say.
Kyrie to the Mavs. I'm not going to break down the entire trade, but I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. The Mavs, they got a C+ for me. Connor, they got a great player. Yeah, they got a great player, but he's not good defensively. And ever since they've done this trade, they're 1-4 when him and Luka are playing together. And their one win was the Spurs. As of recording this, it's the Spurs.
They've lost like 14 straight, haven't they?
The Spurs?
Yeah.
They had at one point, yeah.
Yeah.
The Spurs are literally going to get Victor Wembanyama. So So yeah, it was like I kind of understand it from a certain standpoint of like, oh well, if we can score more points than the other team, then that's how you win basketball games. That's how that works. And
That is how that works.
That's how that works.
I'm glad you understand that the team that scores the most points wins. Thank you.
But also, if you want to score more points, it does help if you can stop at least one time, and they haven't been able to do that with Kyrie on the court. And that's just talking ball. If we're talking like just people, Kyrie's a problem. He's a menace to society.
Yeah.
I used to adore. Hey, TikTok, your content is exciting. I get these all the time. It's so annoying. We get one like. You got a like. Nah.
Really?
Stop telling me.
Yeah, nah, noties. I've pretty much turned off a lot of noties on like all the apps now. I just don't.
We're just that popular.
No, it's just not ever. It's never important.
Yeah, no, never.
Any noti from any app, like I don't post on any of my like personal stuff
Yeah, me
ever.
neither.
So like Instagram, all it says is like new stories from like 3 random accounts, and I'm
I
like,
hate when it does that.
cool.
I don't care.
So I turned all that off, and then Twitter kept doing it too, where it was like Twitter would be like, check out this tweet from random person that you don't even follow, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm just turning it off.
Yeah.
And so like when you have emails of that,
yeah,
I was like, what do you do?
but I kind of like that one because I don't have TikTok on my phone, so it just keeps me like, oh, I can go check out TikTok, see how we're doing. So
Fair enough.
but no, so Kyrie's a problem off the court, and he's like, he's on a 1-year deal right now, so he might not even re-sign. So you gave up so much for a guy you might not even have for the future, who could possibly be a liability both defensively, not offensively. Offensively, Kyrie is a god. He's a master. He's one of the best to ever play ball.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. But defensively and personality-wise, he's just a problem. And he's been pretty chill for the most part, but I think this is just one of those things where you're just waiting for the ball to drop because something's going to happen. Like, one of my favorite TikToks was like, it's a video of like Luka being like, what the fuck? And it's like Luka when he walks into the locker room and sees Kyrie trying to prove that JFK was an inside job.
Oh,
He's just like, no.
The downfall.
But I give, hey, Nets, you guys get an A. Yeah, I know you lost a really good player, but you got some stuff in return. But you got a cancer out of your locker room, and that was enough for me. You guys actually had a pretty good trade package for the most part. You guys got picks. You guys got younger. Dorian Finney-Smith was actually a really, really good steal for you guys. So I think, and Spencer Dinwiddie's going to be a great mentor and veteran to have in the locker room. So you get an A for this. Just getting rid of Kyrie alone was worth the A.
Are the Mavs doing all right?
No, well, they're 1 and.
Oh yeah, you said they're 1 and 4.
They're not. So, but I know that there is a buffer time after you do trades. We have to get chemistry down and everything like that. But I don't know. It seems like almost anybody who's played with Luka has at least been able to work with him. And the fact that it's like, I don't know. It just
they just don't really look good together.
It doesn't look good. It does. I mean, like, okay, offensively it looks fine. I won't say it looks great, but like you have 2 guys who need the ball in their hands. Like Kyrie's good off the ball, but he definitely dominates when he has the ball in his hands. That's what he's known for, is his ball handles. But Luka is also really good when he has the ball in his hands so he can facilitate. So it's like you traded for another ball dominant guard. Didn't make sense. You clearly just did this for ticket sales. The Jazz, Lakers, what?
It's a business, man.
Yeah, and that's what I think is going to push Luka away from the Mavericks at the end of the day.
Wow.
The Jazz, Lakers, Wolves 3-team insane trade. And usually I wouldn't cover this, but since LeBron plays for the Lakers and the Lakers are the Lakers, this is the only reason we're talking about this. The Lakers, they get a B+ before the Kevin Durant trade. After the Kevin Durant trade, you guys get a B- because it was a good trade. And then the Suns did a thing, and it's over. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to go into it too deep, but you guys got some pretty good depth. I like Jared Vanderbilt. I think that's a good pickup for you guys. I like D'Lo as well. He's someone that can score when LeBron is healthy. Unfortunately, LeBron is not. And when Anthony Davis is healthy, unfortunately, he's not. You guys are a problem.
When is he ever been healthy?
No, I don't think that. I think he always has the flu or some shit because he's
So
literally
he's
never healthy.
Boogie Cousins.
No, that's take that back right now. Take it back. Take it back.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
He's
Boogie
not,
would never. I mean, Boogie did, but
that's
but you
that's
know what
why
I'm
I
saying.
compared him.
But, like-
that's all I remembered him.
But at least Boogie knew. At the end of his career, Boogie was like, "All right, I'm injury prone." AD's like, "I'm still that guy," and we're all like, "Buddy,
I'm
who's
made
gonna
out of steel."
Who's gonna tell you?
Yeah.
No one knows. So you guys
Poor
get a
AD.
you before the Suns trade, you got a B+, but after it's a B-. The Jazz, you guys get a B. You guys got some picks. in return, and you guys, you offloaded a bigger-ish contract in Mike Conley. I didn't like you guys get rid of Jared Vanderbilt, but I understand it for like the picks and everything. You guys have been pretty competent for the most part ever since the trade has happened, so it wasn't a huge blow to your guys' team. You want to obviously stay young, and
we got Russell Westbrook for like a few hours.
oh wait, yeah, the Lakers also
cool.
lost Russell Westbrook. Forgot that happened. So you guys also got that contract off. But yeah, the Jazz did a smart thing, which was, we'll take on this contract, and then since it's 1 year, we're not contending, we'll just eat the money and then get a pick. So thank you. That was really great for him. So I think the Jazz played that pretty well. The Wolves, you get a C, because I don't know what you guys were doing. I mean, sure, cool, you got a ball facilitator in Mike Conley who's a little old, and you got rid of D'Angelo Russell. What are you doing? That's it. You don't even get time. And then lastly, the big blockbuster that I didn't see coming. What the fuck was this? Phoenix.
Same.
Where'd you pull this out of? What orifice or crevice of your asshole did you pull this trade out of? It just like where did it come from?
What's happening?
Where did this come from? It was I got a report on my phone being like, the Suns could be interested, and then like 3 minutes later, the Suns have traded for Kevin Durant. Yeah, the Suns, you get an A. If you don't win a chip, this is an F. If you don't win at least one championship, this is an F, but this is an A. You guys got rid of a lot of depth, which we'll talk about the Nets in a second, but I mean, it's Kevin Durant with a ball facilitator in Chris Paul and a mid-range god in Chris Paul and a really good defender in Chris Paul, and then you have a scoring, I'm not going to say god, but a premier scorer in Devin Booker. The fact that I thought they were going to trade DeAndre Ayton in this trade, and the fact they held on to DeAndre Ayton is actually very underrated. So they have a good center, great point guard, great shooting guard, and a great small forward / power forward. You're fine. You got an A. If you don't win, you get an F.
Are they like? Are they playing as if they're going to win a championship?
As of recording this, they've only played one game together, but it looked. Oh. You ever had Thanksgiving butter?
Does it
when you're at the table and it's it's like so
because it's been like set out for like a few hours,
yes.
and
it just melts. It just melts on the roll when you're putting it. That's what that looked like. And like you don't have to worry about like the kink like that. It's just like the yeah.
Are they playing like the Warriors with Kevin Durant? Is
okay,
it like
let's
that
let's,
good
right,
or
no,
is
no,
it?
it's not that good.
Okay.
No, it's not that good, but it's good. It's really good. The Nets, you guys get an A because you guys also came out of this trade pretty well. You guys have looked pretty good too. You guys are clearly going to start building around Cam Johnson. You guys got Cam Johnson in the trade. You're not building around Cam Johnson, but
I was going to be like, please don't ask me for help right now.
You guys are probably going to be building around Mikal Bridges now, who's been looking really good, and that makes sense. He's a young 3-and-D guy who I really like. Cam Johnson in the trade as well. So, and you guys got a bunch of draft picks. I think it could have been way worse the way you guys blew it up. I think you could have gotten more, but the fact that you guys got so much out and you guys didn't get robbed openly and you got younger, I think that's really impressive for you guys. So you guys, both teams in this trade, get an A. There you go. We're out of Condog's court.
Out of Condog's court.
And then just because of socials and because there's definitely nobody watching at this point in the pod, we're going to do this real quick.
You want to make it even more of a guarantee that nobody watches?
Sure.
I've been watching NASCAR recently.
No.
I've been getting into NASCAR again.
No, why? They just turned left 4 times.
It's so exciting. Have you ever watched a NASCAR race? You like legitimately sat down and gave it a chance.
Okay, you know in video games when an NPC asks you a question, you have like the 2 options. It's like be nice, be a dick. Yeah. That just happened. You were like, have you ever watched NASCAR? And the bubble came up, and I was like,
who watches NASCAR?
I was gonna go, oh yeah, big cargo, vroom vroom, or it was gonna be, no, I have a life. Thank you.
Yeah. Fair enough. No, it like. NASCAR is for sure it's a sport.
It's an acquired taste.
Very, very little people will enjoy, and I understand that. But I have been. It's rooted in childhood. Me and my dad used to watch it together all the time. And then this season just started. Opened up with the Daytona 500. Was really good. Was a fun race. Kyle Busch just won the Auto Club 400, which was the second race of the season. Yeah, that's it. Now I just wanted to guarantee that nobody else is watching because the minute they heard NASCAR,
they clicked off.
They're off. They're gone. All right, we're back.
Well, just because we have to do this to the socials, shout out Built. Make sure to use code. I really actually messed that up. That's crazy. Shout out Built. Make sure to use code TCP Connor or
TCP Zach
at checkout for
10% off.
your purchase. Like I said, they got the new. It's not new, but they brought it back. The cookie dough flavor. It's so good. They have chunks of cookie dough in it. This is the. I said this before we were sponsored. This is so good, and I'm gonna go try the animal cracker flavor soon. I'm so excited, guys.
They're pretty good.
I love Built Bars.
Yeah. He loves Built Bars
So much.
They're pretty good. Like, they're a good protein bar. He thinks they're Jesus in a wrapper.
So good. It's like, Jesus in a wrapper.
Lil Wayne.
This one's for Jape.
Sorry. Sorry.
This one's for Japes. Kendrick.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely should have said Kendrick.
Yeah, I don't know what you said.
I'm gonna
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I said Lil Wayne.
That's gonna be a
He
clip.
deserves respect though, but
Not over Kendrick.
not okay.
But yeah, no, so Built Bars are awesome. I was at my dad's work a couple days ago, and I walk into his office, and he just has like a stack. I've just turned my dad on to Built Bars now. He's a granola guy. I was not expecting that.
I need to try that.
You're the regular, right? You like the regular?
I think I would prefer the granola ones
Oh,
over all of them.
okay.
I just haven't been able to try them.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm a puff guy, so
Yeah, the puff. I'm
I know
done with the puffs.
the marshmallow. You don't
I'm
like,
done with the
you don't like
puffs,
the
man.
texture.
It's just so weird.
You can give me your puffs. I'll give you my granolas.
I don't have any left.
Well, when you do,
Yeah.
give me your puffs.
Yeah.
What is this podcast?
It's a build podcast.
Built different.
We're built different around here, man.
Got anything
I
else you
don't
want to get off your chest?
I mean, I could talk about NASCAR more, but
So that's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in.
dude, honestly, I'm like deep into it to the point where like I don't know, like it's gonna be a conflict because they happen on Sundays and they go late into like the
There's
championship
no
is
way.
November.
There's no way you're going to be picking NASCAR over the NFL, Zach.
I
No.
want
There's
deep
a-
down
Zach,
I say yes.
The second you
I
see,
obviously
the
won't.
second you see Kenny Pickett throw a pass to George Pickens in preseason, you are going to turn off NASCAR.
True.
You just need some. Well, you don't watch the XFL.
I don't.
I don't blame you.
I don't watch the XFL.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I would love for there to be a good football league in the spring, but there's nothing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, just don't act like it. L take. Black.
Yeah. Happens. Anything with NASCAR is I'll take most likely for most people, but
See, he said NASCAR and I just zoned out again.
that's
So-
exactly. It's such a polarizing sport. It's so weird. Racing I feel like racing is one of the most entertainment things.
You're a car guy though, so it's like.
I'm really not.
Dude, I started talking about car shopping and I said the word Camry. You were like, that's what they use in NASCAR.
Bro. No.
Did you see that? Run that back. If you click the back button, go back 5 seconds, you see how intense he got about that. That was crazy.
Because they are. The new NASCAR series are 6. It's the three main
We're ending the podcast. We're ending the
manufacturers.
podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. We don't talk about NASCAR. I'll see you guys in the next episode. NASCAR.
NASCAR.